Welcome back to my channel, everybody. I hope everyone's having a great day. So let's go over the important stimulus check information in today's video. I also want to discuss the latest news surrounding your Social Security benefits. So you want to be sure to subscribe to my channel, everybody, and share this video with your friends and family. First of all, the IRS still has to process over 10 million tax returns. And that's a new bill that would keep Social Security beneficiaries out of poverty. Many Americans have trouble covering their cost of living with income solely from Social Security.
Today, instead of 50% of the elderly being poor, the number is too high, but it's down to 10%. And we're doing all of that at a very modest administrative cost.
And now a bill has been reintroduced in Congress aimed at reducing the risk that older Americans have from receiving Social Security benefits. Folks, do you believe that President Biden should increase the Social Security benefits? Tell me in the comments below. Now this new proposal for Social Security beneficiaries is called the Social Security Enhancement and Protection Act.
The American people want a government which represents all of us and not just the few. And this legislation is going to ask the wealthiest people in our country to start paying their fair share of taxes.
The measure aims to improve benefits in three ways. First, it would update what is called the special minimum benefit, and that's a floor for low earners, and that's to about 100% of the current poverty level. This would apply to individuals who have paid into Social Security for at least 30 years and claim benefits when they reach full retirement age. Benefits would be adjusted so that workers with at least 10 years of work, but fewer than 30, would also be eligible. In addition, representatives in Congress are calling for applying child care credits toward future program eligibility, specifically for parents with children under the age of 6.
Our colleagues exactly what I know and every other member here wanted to do. But here we are because we have to be here. And we are here because back home in my state and all over this country, millions and millions of families are struggling.
These parents will receive a credit for each child for a maximum of 5 years. And the bill also proposes increasing monthly Social Security checks for all beneficiaries by 5% once they've been retired for 20 years. And that increase would be gradually phased in starting when beneficiaries have reached 16 years of eligibility. Student benefits will be expanded for children of deceased and disabled workers, so that they will be able to continue to collect money up to age 26, as long as they are students in college or vocational schools. And folks, this includes phasing out the Social Security payroll tax cap.
I'm going to start with a quote that comes right from you. At a time when senior poverty is going up, our job must be to expand, not cut, Social Security. What's your plan?
Well, Scott, that does sound like me. We have throughout this country millions of seniors trying to get by on $12,000, $13,000, $14,000 a year. I don't know how they do it. They can't afford the prescriptions they need. They can't afford to heat their homes adequately. They can't afford the food.
Which currently only applies to wages up to $142,000. At the same time, the plan also calls for gradually raising the rate at which both employers and employees pay that tax to 6.5%. from the current rate of 6.2% over 6 years.
That's too generous. Well, this year they're zero. I'm not quite sure how zero is too generous. And the reason that we have inadequate COLAs is that seniors' purchasing needs are very different than 18.
In a statement, Moore said, "My proposal will help us ensure that Social Security does what it is intended to do, protect all older Americans from spending their retirement living in deep poverty." Do you support the Social Security increase, everybody? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Now, other Social Security proposals from Democrats have also sought to establish a minimum benefit to help keep people out of poverty. That includes President Biden and as well as Bernie Sanders. But one issue with the proposal is how well they actually address poverty. For example, only new beneficiaries might be able to access the higher minimum benefits. At the same time, if a 20-year bump is put in place, it might be biased towards higher income people because they tend to live longer. Folks, I want to see President Biden increase the Social Security benefits. Do you agree? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. So although the IRS began sending out checks months ago, there are still many more direct deposits going out and payments being mailed. If you're still waiting on your tax return money from the IRS, you are not alone. The tax agency says that they are working through a massive backlog of unprocessed tax returns that they have piled up due to the crisis, staffing shortages, and more. The most recent data shows that there were still 10.1 million unprocessed individual tax returns as of August 20th. The agency used the tax return data to determine who is entitled to a payment and what amount each person or family is owed. If a taxpayer has a new dependent they informed with the IRS on the 2020 return, this could potentially entitle them to a plus-up payment, folks. So yes, everybody, stimulus payments are still being sent out, and that's great to see. If you guys found this video in any way useful or helpful, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and share this video with your friends and family.
Now, the Democratic leader has indicated that in a few days he will thrust the Senate into an ultra-partisan showdown over the staggeringly reckless taxing and spending spree that Democrats want to ram through later this year. The size and the scope of Chairman Sanders' socialist shopping list will make every disagreement we've had in landing the infrastructure compromise look like a rounding error. New permanent welfare with no work requirements, reams of Green New Deal mandates, massive tax hikes that shrink wages and jobs, government meddling in child care that would privilege certain families' choices over others, amnesty for illegal immigrants in the middle of a border crisis. At a time Democrat spending already has inflation hammering American families, Republicans could not be more eager to debate our colleagues on all of these subjects. We can't wait to get Democrats on record over many more trillions of dollars in reckless borrowing to fund socialist spending, on radical policies that families are not asking for. Our philosophy is the polar opposite. Republican policies would create good jobs, strong wage growth, and stable prices for middle-class families, just like our country had just a year and a half ago. The most pro-worker economy in a generation just a year and a half ago. Republicans want to give working families the tools and the opportunities to build their lives that they want. Democrats want to force them to live the lives the Democrats want. The stakes in this debate could not be higher. And very soon, the country will see it aired out here, right on the Senate floor, right on the Senate.